ladies and gentle peeps. I haven't had a full video update since the big video, so I figured, why not we vlog? I apologize because my face is a little swollen from the medicine I've been taking. So if it seems like I'm not talking or enunciating my words, it's probably because my face is kind of blown up a little bit, just a tiny bit. But yeah, I feel like it's probably time to do an update. So from the last video that I did, we were in full go mode, but now we're kind of at a standstill where we're just mostly focusing on the anemia part. And so, because we pretty much can't do surgery until my hemoglobin or like my red blood cell count is at like a good spot. And again, I went from I went from a 3.3, which is the lowest, when you're supposed to be at like a 15 or like a 12 for my age, and we're just like slowly climbing. I think the last time I did a blood test, which was a week ago, I was at a 10, so I'm hoping that it's just going to keep going up. But yeah, so the steroids weren't working as fast as the doctor wanted, the hematology oncologist. So, and even though I was on 80 milligrams of steroids, it just wasn't really doing what it was supposed to. And that was the whole point of being on such a high dosage, was supposed to like get my immune system to kind of just get it together. And it just wasn't working. And I hate it because it was such a high dosage, I was getting like really bad side effects from it. I was getting tired, I was becoming manic and like anxiety ridden. I was also having really bad like indigestion, like GERD symptoms. You can't really see it, but like I have like really bad, like it doesn't look bad now because of the lighting in here, but like my entire neck, like my chest and like a few other places have like broken out, and it's just really awful. Again with the puffiness too, where it feels like my entire face or like my jaw feels like just stuffy. Not stuffy, puffy. So like sometimes it'll go numb, like my face or like my shoulders, my fingers, my joints, like stuff like that. Sometimes my muscles like will seize up here and there. It's not a pretty sight, hence why I haven't really updated that much, mostly just because I just feel really gross and look really gross. But I figured, I was like, there's a lot that's changed recently, I should probably update the YouTube page, so I'm doing it now. But if you haven't, the GoFundMe definitely updates every so often, so if you've been keeping up through there, you'll see all the updates there. But if you haven't, the two biggest things that have happened so far is that one of the masses, the smaller one, on the right side, I think, I'm not quite sure what side they're on, I believe it's the right side, has completely disappeared. It was able to ovulate out of me, which is interesting. So when we went to the fertility center to talk to them about options, because if you watch the original video, we were initially going to do a full hysterectomy, which means that I would have gotten rid of my reproductive system entirely, because at the time we didn't know if it was able to safely produce children with all the things that were going on, the masses, the fibroids, things like that. So when they said that it ovulated out, they realized that one ovary that had the smaller mass on it is functioning properly. So we were able to get rid of it, which is interesting. We also think that maybe the steroids might have helped with that, the folic acid, things like that. So if that ovary is functioning properly, that means that I can still have a kid. So now the plan is to keep all my reproductive organs intact, just get rid of the things that shouldn't be there. So the 4-inch in diameter mass and the fibroids that are on the outside of the uterus needs to be taken off. Obviously fibroids can grow back, and our biggest concern and the doctor's biggest concern is obviously the fibroids are just too big for me, for some of my age and my body type, and it's not very common according to at least the doctors that I've talked to and everyone that's seen them. So the whole thing is making sure that my body is healthy enough to even keep to keep a child. So that's kind of where we're at right now. But the main thing is obviously just making sure that I'm at the right hemoglobin / blood level to be healthy enough for surgery, and then eventually we'll get into more of that fertility wise, because then if not, then the options are still the same, going into adoption or a surrogate or something of that nature. But at least that we know that one ovary is okay and we can work with that and I can safely have a kid. But it's also going to be monitored at the same time. So it's a lot. Obviously, because the steroids aren't working, we're on a new drug called Rituxan, which is something that a lot of people use for autoimmune diseases and some sort of cancers or some forms of cancer. So it's not completely chemo, but it's administered the same way as chemo. I have to sit in a chair for 6 to 8 hours, and it's just slowly dripping whatever this thing is in me. It's supposed to boost or bring down my immune system, suppress it pretty much in order for it to kind of restart and hopefully learn how to correctly destroy the things that need to be destroyed. Because right now, the whole thing about hemolytic anemia is that my immune system is trying to destroy my red blood cells, thinking that they are some sort of thing that they need to destroy, and that's why my hemoglobin level is so low. So we are working on that and trying everything with that, but obviously it takes a toll on my body, so I tend to not be as energetic or anything like that. So there's been a lot of naps involved. But yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on. It's mostly just been a very slow process. I still can't apply for a job yet because the fact that I still haven't had surgery, we haven't picked a date, and it still takes 6 weeks of recovery after the surgery and 3 days in the hospital. I'm also getting blood tests every week at this point to make sure that my levels are correct and making sure that everything else is healthy and that there is no side effects or reactions to this new medication, which as of right now there isn't. There was a scary moment where it looked like I might have been allergic to the medicine because my throat started to close up, but I think we got past that, so it's all good there. But yeah, it's been crazy. I really appreciate everyone who has been sharing and donating and just throwing the GoFundMe out on social media. Neil and I have been really very, very appreciative of that. We also, trying to think, are just working through all of this crazy stuff, and it's been just a really slow process, and it's unfortunate, but sorry, I moved the camera a lot because my arms are shaky. But still things are still going well. Nothing has really changed. It's more of like just hate being home. I'd rather be like at work doing stuff. But I'm also not at the energy level with all the stuff that I'm taking to be able to actually function as like a normal human being outside of here. So it's just one of those things where I'm like, I just gotta take it easy and just gotta be patient. And that's kind of what I'm working on for myself now, is just trying to find time for more hobbies, eating better, not exercising completely, because obviously I tried doing that and I've already fallen, but at least like just taking care of my body and not just, fully sitting around and things. So it's moving. Things are happening. Anyway, I just wanted to give everyone a full update of what's going on. Everything's good. Again, thanks again for donating and sharing, also checking up on me. I really love seeing all your guys' like text messages, Facebook messages, Twitter, Instagram messages, people keeping me occupied during the treatment sessions because they're so long. I love that too. It really makes me feel like a normal person. I know it sounds really weird to say out loud, but just because I just feel so tired and so unwell all the time that it just feels good to just talk to people, because I'm also in the house all day, and Neil has to go to work and he leaves all the time. So it's just kind of nice to, chat and things. So I love it when people come and check up on me and do stuff with me. So thanks, guys. Again, there'll be more updates as things happen. I'm sorry it took so long. I'm sorry this video is so long, but you guys are awesome, and I promise that we'll keep you updated with the further medical treatments. So have a great day. You guys are all awesome people. Bye.